Hi everyone in YouTube land, it's me, Lauren Cadillac with Cadillac Law. Welcome. Before we get started, and as always, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, call your mother, tell her you love her, and now we will get into the material. Also, FYI, I am an attorney, but this is not legal advice. This is simply informational, and nothing I'm saying or doing here creates an attorney-client relationship. If you want to hire me or you would like legal advice, just call my office and we'll set you up. Let's get in today to seller carry. I get a lot of folks who have entered in some sort of agreement to purchase real estate from an individual where the individual is going to do the financing or act as the bank. A lot of times this will happen if I had paid off a house, but I want to sell it to someone. I don't have a bank. So I can become a bank for that person and they can make mortgage and interest payments to me. That's a wonderful deal for retirement, by the way. If y'all think about it, if you can get a house paid off and then sell it to someone, act as a bank, get that monthly payment, get that interest, primo. So those transactions are actually a little more common than I think people would expect. I certainly was surprised when I began my real estate practice at how common they actually were, but they can lead to a lot of problems. So for instance, there's something in the state of Texas that used to be used but is now considered illegal called a contract for deed. That is when you enter into a contract and you make the payments, and if you don't pay, the seller just takes the house back. So those are considered unconstitutional, and there are a lot of rules around a contract for deed that are laid out in the Texas Property Code and will offer a bunch of penalties for you. So if you have entered that type of situation, call us and let us know, especially if you're having issues with the person who's selling you the real estate. There's also other instruments we can use, like a wraparound mortgage. So for instance, on my personal home, I have a mortgage. Let's say someone was interested in purchasing it. It is not for sale. But if they were interested in purchasing it and they're like, Lauren, I can't buy it on my own. What can I do? Can you do a wraparound mortgage? I can. That basically creates documents that say, okay, Lauren's the owner seller, and she has this relationship with Wells Fargo or whoever her mortgage company is, and this person is the buyer and the relationship is with Lauren, but I'm aware of the relationship with the mortgage company and I'm going to make sure the mortgage company gets paid. So it kind of wraps that mortgage into this buyer. Those are often going to be good for people who are not able to enter into a traditional mortgage, maybe because of credit issues or job or something like that. If the mortgage company, if they can't qualify for their own mortgage, then, and there is a mortgage on the real estate, then sometimes the seller, you can do this wraparound. In any of these instances, you absolutely want to hire an attorney. You want to make sure that all your ducks are in a row. The final one we'll talk about is a traditional seller carry. Is going to be you really treat the seller as a bank. They're going to have a promissory note. They're going to have a deed of trust. And when you fail to pay, they're going to have to contact their trustee. They're going to have to give you your 3 months notice. They're going to have to call it due and go through all the traditional procedures. Those are what contract for deed, the first thing I talked about, have been converted into. So if you are in a contract for deed situation and someone is trying to evict you, I see that all the time. They're at eviction court. Call us and let us know. But if you find a situation where you want to sell a piece of property and you want to be able to behave as the lender to someone to give them an opportunity to home ownership, or the opposite, you've found someone who's willing to do that so that you can be a homeowner, please, 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 please call a lawyer. And certainly I would love for you to think of me. All right, folks, I hope you have learned at least a little something. If you are selling, don't do a contract for deed. If you're buying and you're in a contract for deed, find a lawyer right away. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, whatever else is down there, and share this with your friends.